Hey everybody, welcome to Video Blog Update here. Try to do this while I had a moment. I'm not going to be able to do this very often this afternoon as it continues to get busier and busier. But here's the latest on the trends here, the radar. Let me turn off a couple of things because I want to point out the radar trends. We'll turn the satellite off so you can see where it's showing mostly rain across a good chunk of Kentucky. And then you get into Indiana, we're getting that mixture now taking place. You can't really tell it on this version of the radar itself. It is still picking out mainly green. But that's not the ground truth. Thanks to your reports we're getting, it really helps us out. But also the radar has a sensitive mode to it that we can use to try to detect whether or not we're looking at sleet and or snow mixing in. And it's able to do that when we click it on. Let me turn this on here. You can see a lot of reds and yellows here. And what you're looking at is the different shapes of what falls in the sky. Raindrops to sleet to snowflakes. And this really tells the story for us about the radar trends when it sends the beam out. And it's telling us that there's abnormal shapes taking place here, which is likely going to be some sleet mixing in. Most certainly this is going to be a sleet line and snow line that's mixing in across southern Indiana. And then once you get into a solid color through here, it's just plain snow. In fact, I'm looking at Paola right now on our Skytrack camera, and it's just pure snow coming down. So it tells us that the shapes are all uniform. And that's the same down here. It's all uniform, which would be all rain. This is all ground clutter, by the way, around the radar, so ignore that. In case you're wondering, those little specks here around the radar, ignore that. That's not really telling the truth. But this is the solid color here. It tells us it's all rain here to the south. It tells us this is all snow, and through here from Du Bois County through Salem. And then you got that transition showing up right here, where you're getting that sleet and the snow combination just north of Louisville. And it's slowly working its way to the south. It's not going to rush in quick. It's going to be a gradual process. It is taking place a little earlier than expected in some portions of the metro, but I don't think that's going to be a telltale sign that something's way off track. I just think that it tells us the atmosphere is cooling as expected, and that's a good sign for us to keep that trend going to all snow later today. So we're on track here for it. It's still a significant winter event. When we look at a wider view, you can see the moisture train all the way to the south. Now, not all this moisture is going to race right into us, because at the same time, the front is moving to the south as well. Keep that in mind. Slowly. But because it is moving so slow, a good amount of moisture still have a chance to ride along that boundary. And I tell you what, right along here, this looks to be the zone that is going to be aiming itself up to be the heaviest precipitation amounts that will take shape. And could actually elongate a little more westward here across Missouri and the Ozarks. It wouldn't surprise me there. But across Kentucky, right along the river, maybe a county or two either side and southward, I think is going to be the main brunt area that will impact when it comes to the wintry weather. All right, talk numbers. 37 here, 30 lower 30s. In fact, Jasper's now below freezing. Got snow, by the way, into Evansville, and then above freezing to the south. Here is one model showing here how on Futurecast we should go to all snow the closer we get into the afternoon rush, especially across the counties that touch the Ohio River. We should be all snow by all means by 8 o'clock for a good chunk of our area, except for areas south of the parkways. But areas north of there, it's going to be, this is where we're going to get into a mess. Because now we're below freezing, now we're getting heavy snow, and we've had some sleet underneath that and some moisture that's freezing underneath as well, so ice will form underneath all that. Even at 2 a.m., it is still snowing, although the pockets of the deeper blues, notice here, starting to show up a little more to the east. So the heaviest of snow at this point should begin to work its way south and east of Louisville by 2 a.m., and that trend will likely continue as we head into the overnight period, and then temperatures is bitterly cold as we head into Thursday. We're struggling to get through the 20s. So here are the models that are spitting out totals. GFS has came back up from its runs last night. It's now over 9.5 for Louisville. Euro is about to update, so it's still last night's model number of 11.4. It's going to update in the next 30 minutes. And then the NAM has been holding steady, about 8 inches. The RPM, which has been all over the place, anywhere from a dusting to 10 inches, and now it's back up to 6. RPM's really not having a good day for the RPM. But it gives you at least an idea. Overall, we're thinking that everybody has a chance at least 4 inches of snow. All right? In fact, I think 4 inches of snow is likely over a very large portion of our area. Once we get into the amounts of, say, 6 to 8, that's going to be closer to the Ohio River, the 6 to 8 inch band. And there is going to be a band of 8 to 12, if not a little bit higher. We don't know where that's going to be at, because it's all going to depend on banding features, and there's likely going to be more than one banding feature that'll set up on the radar. That's going to be hard just to draw on a map. So you guys want us to draw that, I get that, but we really can't, because these bands could be, one could be across the south in Breckinridge County, another one could be lining up across Henry County, displaced and that's going to be weird to draw two circles like that. So the bands will not probably be one solid band. It'll be a couple of bands that'll set up, and it's really hard to pinpoint where those will take place until we get within a few hours of them developing. So be patient with us on that. Just know that 6 to 8 is very likely along the Ohio River area, including Louisville, and there's going to be areas that see more than that. And we're going to try to pinpoint those areas and try our best to display those on social media and give you as much of a heads up as we can. So keep the reports coming. #Wave3Snow. Stay tuned. We're going to be here all night long watching this bad boy.